Stop scrolling. Heaven is speaking right now, and it's about you. This is not coincidence. This is divine interruption. You've been wondering why everything feels heavy. Why doors that used to open now seem sealed shut. Why even your prayers sometimes feel like they're bouncing back in silence. Listen, God is not silent. He is standing, and He is standing for you. There are moments when heaven watches quietly. Then there are moments when heaven roars. You have entered the second kind. The roar of heaven begins when injustice crosses the line, when what was whispered against you begins to echo too loudly in the spiritual realm. You think people have forgotten you, but heaven has not. Your name has been spoken before the throne, and the Almighty has risen to defend it. You were not chosen to be popular. You were chosen to carry power. That's why the opposition has been so fierce. Every time you tried to do right, something tried to destroy your peace. Every time you got close to breakthrough, the attacks multiplied. But hear this, God never loses a battle, not when it concerns His chosen ones. The heavens are trembling because your name is being cleared in realms unseen. Every false accusation, every lie, every twisted story meant to stain your character has now become a case before heaven's court. The judge of all creation is no longer silent. His fury burns not toward you, but toward the forces that dared to defile His promise over your life. You see, this anger of God is not human rage, it's holy justice. It's the same fire that split seas, tore veils, and silenced nations. When God defends you, no tongue can stand against you. He is not just restoring your peace, He is restoring your reputation. What they tried to bury will become the evidence of your divine protection. Scripture says in the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 27, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." That verse is not a soft comfort, it's a declaration of authority. Jesus didn't say, "You might have peace." He said, "I give you peace." It's a royal decree from the Prince of Heaven Himself. And that peace is what God is now enforcing over your life. Because peace is not the absence of conflict, it's the presence of divine defense. That's what's happening right now. You're standing under heaven's defense order. The same God who defended David against Saul, who defended Daniel in the lion's den, who defended Esther in the king's court, is defending your name. Your story is about to shift publicly because the verdict has already shifted spiritually. You've been through nights that nearly broke you, seasons that felt endless, and prayers that ended in silence, but none of it was wasted. Heaven recorded every tear. Your endurance was not overlooked, it was noted. The anger of God you feel stirring is not wrath against you, it's the sound of divine loyalty. He is saying, "You will not be mocked forever." He is saying, "You will not remain misunderstood." He is saying, "I have seen it all, and I will answer." Every delay you faced is now aligning with destiny. Every betrayal is turning into testimony. You are not just surviving, you are entering vindication. God is defending your name, your worth, your calling. The very ones who doubted you will soon have to acknowledge that heaven fought for you when no one else did. So, lift your head. Heaven is not waiting on you to prove yourself. It's already proving you. The battle has already been decided. The defense has already been declared. The roar of heaven has begun. Heaven does not forget the faithful. Every unseen sacrifice, Every silent cry has reached the throne. The delay was never denial, it was preparation. Now, the Lion of Judah roars on your behalf, shaking every realm that opposed your name. Your vindication will be visible. Those who doubted your anointing will witness the light of your restoration. The same voice that called Lazarus from the grave now calls your destiny forth alive. Undeniable, radiant with divine justice fulfilled. Stand firm. Chosen one, the war is already won. What once broke you will now bless you. Lift your hands, for your defense is complete. Heaven has spoken. Your name shines in glory where once it was questioned. If this message is finding you at the exact moment you needed it, it's because heaven scheduled it. Don't let it pass you by. Let the world know that you still believe that God defends His own. Like this message, share it with someone who needs to hear the roar of heaven. And subscribe so you never miss a word meant for your spirit. And as a prophetic act of agreement, comment this number below, 777, the number of divine completion, symbolizing that heaven's defense over your name is sealed. There are words spoken in darkness that never reach your ears but echo before heaven. Accusations murmured in secret rooms. Judgments whispered by lips smiling to your face. None of it escapes the sight of the Almighty. Every false word spoken against you has been recorded, not for punishment's sake alone, but for vindication. Heaven takes note of what the world dismisses. The hidden accusations have not gone unnoticed. They are now evidence in heaven's court. You've wondered why you've been misunderstood so often, why people misread your motives, why good intentions turned into rumors. It's because your light exposes what others try to keep hidden. Darkness will always accuse what it cannot control. You have walked through seasons where your character was questioned, your purity doubted, your loyalty twisted, but even then, God was watching, documenting, preserving every detail. The one who searches hearts and minds saw the truth that others ignored. There is a sacred stillness before divine response. That stillness is not silence, it's strategy. When heaven delays, it's not because heaven is absent, it's because justice requires timing. The accusations have reached their expiration date. You have suffered the sting of lies. But now the voice of the defender rises. Heaven is not merely listening, it is speaking. The spiritual realm is a courtroom, and your name has been spoken there. The enemy has presented his case, listing every fault, every failure, every moment you faltered. But standing across that courtroom is your advocate, Christ Himself, whose blood speaks louder than any human accusation. His words carry the weight of eternal truth, not guilty. Every attempt to defame your spirit is being overturned by the power of divine testimony. When people attack you publicly, they're unaware they're testifying against heaven's chosen. The enemy's strategy is always the same: to exhaust you until you stop believing in your worth. But you have endured. You have not retaliated, though your heart has burned to defend yourself. Heaven saw your restraint and marked it as righteousness. You didn't need to fight because heaven already was. The Word of God declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 17, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is from me, declares the Lord." That verse is not poetry, it is a legal document in the Spirit. Every false word spoken against you is being reversed by the authority of heaven's decree. No weapon means no word, no plan, no slander, no plot. Even the things you don't know about the meetings where your name was mentioned in manipulation, the messages sent to discredit you, God heard every syllable. The moment they spoke your name with deceit, heaven filed the report. You are not forgotten. Your silence has not been weakness, it has been wisdom. When you wanted to respond in anger, the Spirit restrained you because God was writing your defense. Those who mocked your quietness will soon realize it was strength clothed in humility. The same mouths that spread lies will witness your rise, and they will have no choice but to acknowledge that you were favored, not finished. Heaven is teaching you something sacred. The less you fight for your reputation, the more heaven fights for you. The true chosen ones do not spend energy proving who they are, they let results reveal it. You've been accused because you carry influence beyond visibility. Even in stillness, your spirit disrupts darkness. There is a reason God allowed the accusations, not to destroy you, but to refine you. What was meant to humiliate you became the furnace where your authenticity was purified. The more they tried to bury you under lies, the deeper your roots went into truth. Now, the season of silence is ending, and truth will speak louder than gossip ever did. The same voices that tore your name apart will soon whisper it again, but in reverence. The ones who spread your downfall will unknowingly become messengers of your testimony. That is the paradox of divine justice. What was meant to destroy you becomes the evidence of God's favor. You do not need to curse those who cursed you. The defense of heaven is not vindictive, it's redemptive. When God defends your name, He does not merely silence the enemy, He transforms the battlefield. The purpose is never revenge, it's revelation. Through your endurance, others will learn that the mouth raised against God's chosen eventually eats its own words. Your peace will be your vindication. You will not have to say a word. When God lifts you, no accusation can follow you. The time for explanation is over. The truth is already unfolding in divine rhythm. Heaven is defending your name, not because you demanded it, but because you belong to the defender. So, rest. Chosen one, the hidden accusations have been heard, and the judge has spoken in your favor. The next move is not yours, it's God's. There are scrolls in heaven, sealed with the ink of your endurance. Every tear that fell unseen, every sleepless night you thought was wasted, has been written into the record of divine justice. The book of remembrance is open, and your story has not been ignored. What was whispered against you has become a testimony written in fire. The scroll of injustice carries not your shame, but your evidence. You've carried burdens heavier than words could describe. You stayed kind when cruelty surrounded you, forgave when they didn't apologize, kept walking when you had no strength left. The world only saw your exhaustion, but heaven saw your faith, and faith like yours does not go unrewarded. Heaven has now begun to respond, and the fire of God is moving through every page written against your name. There are moments when God's silence is misread as absence, but in truth, His silence was preparation. The longer He waited, the stronger the unveiling would be. Those who thought they got away with deceit will soon realize that divine justice has perfect memory. No word of slander has disappeared. It has simply been reserved for the day of revelation. We find in the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 6, He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn, your vindication like the noonday sun. That is what is happening now. The light is rising, and what was hidden in the night is being exposed in brilliance. The scroll of injustice is being flipped, and what once held the story of your pain is now turning into the proof of your purity. Every betrayal, every injustice, every unfair silence, they are not forgotten, they are redeemed. You have been through storms where no one stood beside you. People who promised loyalty vanished the moment you were accused. But that isolation did not destroy you, it consecrated you. It separated you from noise so you could hear heaven clearly. You were not abandoned, you were anointed in solitude. Your pain has become your offering. Each tear became a seed, and those seeds, buried in darkness, are now breaking through the soil of time to bear fruit of glory. The fire of divine defense is burning away the residue of what hurt you. You will not smell like the season you survived. You will carry fragrance instead of fear. When heaven writes, no lie can erase. The scroll of your life was never authored by your enemies. They could edit the rumors, but they could never rewrite your destiny. What they meant for destruction, God used as introduction. You are not behind, you are being revealed in divine sequence. You must understand this vindication is not only God saying you were right. It is God proving that you were chosen. It's not about proving your innocence, it's about showcasing His sovereignty. When He defends you, it's not to make you look perfect, it's to make His purpose undeniable. The scrolls are being read in heaven right now. The angels assigned to your defense are not idle. They move by divine command, not by human schedule. Every page soaked in your tears has turned into a decree written in glory. Soon, those who called you foolish will call you favored. Those who misjudged you will marvel at how heaven has elevated you. This is not a coincidence. It is not karma. It is not luck. It is divine recompense. You've been quiet long enough. The scroll is being sealed, not to hide it, but to mark it complete. The chapter of accusation ends, and the chapter of restoration begins. The same fire that refined you now reveals you. Now, as a prophetic act of agreement with this truth, write these words below, I am rising. Write it not as a comment, but as a declaration. When you type it, you are aligning with heaven's verdict that your season of silence has ended. You are rising not because circumstances changed, but because heaven decreed it. And once heaven decrees, nothing on earth can reverse it. When you write, I am rising, you are not just commenting, you are prophesying over your own life. Those 3 words carry the vibration of resurrection. They declare that the grave of despair can no longer hold you. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every delay is losing its power right now. Heaven hears the sound of those who refuse to stay down. And when you type those words, the atmosphere around you begins to shift. You are rising not because life suddenly became easy, but because your spirit refuses to surrender. The same spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives inside you, and it is awakening your destiny from dormancy. Every label placed on you is falling off. Every closed door is reconsidering its lock. You are stepping out of the ashes of accusation into the light of restoration. So type it with conviction, I am rising. Say it. Write it. Believe it. You are aligning with heaven's decree. Your season of suppression is over. This is your uprising. When heaven takes something personally, everything changes. What happened to you was never random. It was rebellion against divine order. The people who tried to silence you were not just opposing your voice. They were contending against the assignment heaven placed on your life. You are not simply an individual walking through hardship. You are a vessel of purpose carrying something eternal. That is why the resistance felt unnatural. You were not attacked because you were weak. You were attacked because you were marked. Every chosen one carries a divine signature that disturbs darkness. The more heaven invests in you, the more hell notices. When you began to rise, the atmosphere shifted. You felt the pressure, the misunderstandings, the sudden hostility from unexpected places. You asked yourself, what did I do wrong? But the truth is, you did everything right. The moment you began aligning with God's plan, opposition became inevitable, as it was proclaimed in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." That single sentence has shaped destinies. It is not a suggestion, it's a command. God does not require your panic. He requires your posture. When you step back, He steps in. When you stop fighting for validation, He starts fighting for vindication. The Almighty does not tolerate mockery toward His chosen vessels. To attack what He anoints is to invite heaven's intervention. When heaven takes it personally, storms rearrange their direction. Every trap set for you becomes the place of your triumph. Those who spoke curses against you unknowingly positioned themselves against the hand of God. The slander they thought would destroy you has now become the platform through which His glory will shine. You must understand that divine defense is not reaction, it's revelation. God waited until now because He wanted the contrast to be undeniable. Your name was dragged through the mud, but He's about to lift it through the clouds. You endured humiliation because God is setting up elevation. The same mouths that spread lies will soon bear witness to your restoration, and no apology will be necessary. Heaven's justice does not seek permission, it manifests. Sometimes, the fiercest battles come after the greatest obedience. You obeyed when it cost you relationships. You stayed kind when anger would have been justified. You continued to love when hate seemed easier. Those decisions wrote your defense in heaven's record. Every choice to walk in truth was a signature that said, "This one belongs to me." That's why heaven is stirred. God is not just defending you out of pity, He is defending His investment. You carry His name, His Spirit, His reputation on earth. When you are falsely accused, it reflects on His covenant. And the God of covenant does not ignore insult. He transforms it into demonstration. He will not only clear your name, He will elevate it. The very situations meant to discredit you will soon reveal the depth of your integrity. People will say, "We misjudged them," but by then, you will already be walking in the promise. This is how God writes history, by letting His chosen ones walk through the valley so He can display His victory. Do not despise the moments that hurt you most. They were the classroom of divine endurance. Each betrayal taught you discernment. Each misunderstanding purified your motives. Each delay sharpened your patience. You are now too mature to be manipulated, too wise to be deceived, too rooted to be shaken. Heaven has used pain as preparation. God's anger toward the injustice done to you is not impulsive, it is precise. Every injustice has an expiration date, and it is arriving swiftly. He is turning the page in your story. You won't have to lift a hand. His justice is already in motion. The ones who thought you were weak will soon see that you were protected. There will come a day sooner than you think when you will look back and realize that even the attacks were part of your anointing. If they hadn't tried to destroy you, you wouldn't have discovered the strength inside you. If they hadn't lied, heaven wouldn't have had reason to reveal truth publicly. God uses even the malice of men as material for miracles. So stay still. Do not retaliate. The Creator of heaven and earth has taken it personally. The same voice that spoke stars into existence has spoken your defense. When he says, "Enough," the heavens obey. You are covered. You are vindicated. You are known. Heaven is not debating your worth, it has already decided it. Heaven's defense does not end with words, it manifests in evidence. Every silent prayer becomes a loud victory. You will not have to explain your innocence. God will demonstrate it. Watch as closed doors reopen, not by favor from men, but by the hand of divine order. Your peace will preach louder than any argument. Those who doubted your endurance will witness your restoration. Stay still in faith, for heaven has already moved. The one who defends your name never sleeps, never forgets, and never fails. The verdict is sealed, you are vindicated. There comes a moment when even mercy reaches its edge. When the patience of heaven transforms into motion, you are standing at that moment now. The breaking point of mercy is not anger, it's justice finally awakened. God has watched the scales tilt too long in one direction, and now his hand is reaching to balance them. You are about to see a holy reversal, a moment when what was unfair becomes the foundation of your favor. The delays, the betrayals, the rejections, they weren't proof that God abandoned you. They were the moments before the turnaround. Every injustice has been quietly building momentum for this divine eruption. Heaven has waited for the perfect timing to reveal what it was preparing for you. And now that time has come, the wrath of God toward what harmed you is not destruction, it is restoration. When mercy steps back, it's so that glory can step forward. According to what is revealed in the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 7, the Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble. He knows those who take refuge in him. You are one of those known ones. Heaven knows your name, your struggle, your faithfulness when no one was watching. God is not angry at you, he is angry for you. His fury burns against the lies, the injustice, the manipulation that sought to crush your spirit. He is defending your name not from irritation, but from love. Think of your life as a seed buried in dark soil. The soil felt heavy, the darkness suffocating, but it was protection, not punishment. While others thought you were finished, heaven knew you were germinating. Now, the shell that once confined you is cracking. What felt like pressure was simply growth pushing against limitation. The breaking point of mercy is the bursting point of destiny. You will see it soon, the evidence that heaven has taken over. The ones who underestimated your resilience will stand silent as your story unfolds. You won't need to shout, "I told you so." Your transformation will say it for you. Every time God elevates you, he silences the accusations. Vindication is his signature move. And as this word reaches your heart, if it has touched something inside you, if you feel the warmth of confirmation rising in your chest, don't let that moment pass quietly. This message, this space where heaven meets your story, exists because people who believe in the same light choose to keep it burning. If this word has strengthened you, Take a moment to gently water the soil it came from, like this message. Share it with someone wandering in the dark, and subscribe to keep walking this path of revelation together. Your small act is a spark. When you do it, another light begins to glow somewhere else. And if your spirit feels a nudge, if gratitude stirs softly in your heart, you may sow a seed of support, not as payment, but as participation. Think of it as adding oil to the lamp that keeps this flame alive. Your giving, whether through words, prayer, or a small donation, is not about obligation. It's about keeping the altar of hope burning for those who come after you. Every act of kindness, every donation freely given, every moment you choose to help sustain this light, becomes a testimony that faith still moves hearts. Your generosity is a whisper that says, "Let this flame never die." Mercy has done its part. Now grace is moving. Heaven has not forgotten what you've endured. It's preparing to show the world that what tried to destroy you has only deepened your roots. Let your gratitude breathe. Let it take form through whatever gesture feels natural, whether that's supporting, sharing, subscribing, or sowing into what nourished your soul tonight. Every action becomes a quiet ripple in eternity, carrying this message to those who still sit in the night, waiting for dawn. And when your breakthrough appears, and it will remember you didn't just receive a word, you helped build an altar of light. The oil you poured in secret will keep flames of faith alive in hearts you'll never meet. Heaven remembers every act of faith, even the quiet ones. Each seed of kindness you plant, whether a share, a prayer, or support, returns multiplied in time. Nothing you do from love is wasted. It rises like incense before the throne, fragrant and eternal. Your obedience is seen, your generosity recorded. The same God who defended your name will bless the hand that helps his message travel. Every small gesture becomes part of his movement, spreading light farther than you imagine. Your ripple becomes a wave of grace. So, stay faithful. Keep shining where you are. The soil you've watered with faith will soon bloom with reward. You are proof that what begins in pain can end in purpose. Heaven's record of your name grows brighter with every step of trust. Walk forward in peace, knowing your offering, whatever form it takes, has meaning. The light you help sustain will guide others home, and heaven smiles upon your hearts, yes. When heaven gathers in your defense, it is not chaos, it is divine order unfolding in perfect rhythm. The angelic realm does not rush, it aligns. You are not forgotten in the crowd of prayers rising before the throne. There is a council holy, radiant, fierce, assembled for your name. Each angel moves with precision, carrying the decree of God sealed in fire. They are not negotiating your destiny, they are enforcing it. Heaven's army doesn't march with noise, it moves with authority. While you sleep, the unseen shifts. The spiritual realm trembles as assignments are handed out. Angels move like wind, unseen but unstoppable, fulfilling what has already been written about you. You may not see the movement, but you will feel its effects: peace where fear lived, favor where rejection lingered, opportunity where doors once shut tight. As recorded in the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 11, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." That verse isn't a poetic idea, it's a present reality. You are surrounded by divine guardians. Even when you thought you stood alone, heaven was forming a circle around your life. Every step you take in obedience is protected ground. When darkness tries to cross that line, angels draw their swords. The Angelic Defense Council is not passive, it is strategic. They move at God's command, not at your panic. You do not have to beg heaven to protect you. Protection was part of your birthright as His chosen one. Every moment you trust instead of fear. Every time you choose forgiveness over anger. The angels assigned to you move faster. Faith quickens heaven's pace. If you could see what surrounds you now, you would never doubt again. The unseen realm is alive with motion. Where you see obstacles, angels see instructions. Where you see delay, they see divine timing. You are not losing time, you are being prepared for divine acceleration. Some of the battles you thought were yours were never meant for you to fight. They were meant for heaven's army. You carried the pain, but heaven carried the sword. There were nights you wept, thinking your prayers were unanswered, but they were dispatch orders. The very moment you whispered, "God, help me," an angel was already moving at the speed of divine will. Heaven's defense is not random. Every angel assigned to you knows your name, your purpose, your weaknesses, and your strength. They stand where you cannot, fight where you are weary, and speak when your words have run dry. You have more support in the unseen than you ever had in the visible. The enemy trembles not at your voice, but at the authority behind it. You carry heaven's signature, and angels recognize that seal. You do not have to command with fear, speak with faith, and creation responds. The same God who sent angels to Daniel's lion's den has now sent them into your circumstances. And right now, as this word reaches you, heaven is sending reinforcement. The walls that felt impenetrable are cracking. The pressure you felt was not defeat, it was divine movement, rearranging what no human could fix. You are being defended in dimensions you cannot comprehend. There is a shift happening even now. You may feel a calm, a stillness that makes no sense. That's not emptiness, it's coverage. Heaven is hovering over your name. The angels assigned to your journey are taking their positions. And soon, visible evidence will confirm what has already been decreed. So right here, in this moment, as a prophetic act of faith, comment this number below, 444. That number represents divine protection and heavenly order. When you type it, you're not typing superstition, you're aligning your spirit with heaven's strategy. You're declaring, I am surrounded, I am guarded, I am seen. It's a digital act with spiritual meaning, a reminder that even in an online world, heaven still moves through faith. Let that number be your declaration that you are covered from every side. The same fire that guarded Eden now guards your path. Heaven's Defense Council is active. The angels are alert, and your name has been spoken before the throne with honor. You are defended. You are protected. You are untouchable by anything not sent from God. When you write 444, you're not performing ritual, you're agreeing with heaven. Each number becomes a banner lifted over your life, declaring that divine order surrounds you. It is a whisper to the unseen realm I trust, the angels assigned to my journey. I believe I am guarded. Typing 444 is your silent amen. It says, I am not alone, and I refuse to fear. The same presence that stood beside Daniel, that shut the mouths of lions, now stands beside you. Heaven recognizes faith when it is written. even through fingertips across a screen. So let your comment carry purpose. Write 444 as a signal to heaven and a testimony to earth. You are surrounded by light. You are shielded by the unseen. What once hunted you will now honor you. You are divinely covered, always, completely, eternally. The courtroom of heaven has fallen silent. The accuser stands trembling, his words fading like smoke in the light of divine authority. For too long he has whispered lies about you, accusations meant to poison your confidence and distort your purpose. But now, the voice that spoke creation into existence has thundered a single word: enough. There are moments when God does not negotiate with darkness. He simply ends it. The same power that parted the Red Sea and silenced the storm is now silencing every false voice raised against you. What once felt like endless opposition is now collapsing under the weight of divine command. The accuser's time has expired, and the evidence of your endurance has become his undoing. For years, the enemy's tactic has been repetition. He knew that if he could make you hear the same lies long enough, you might start believing them. You're not enough. You'll never change. You'll always be misunderstood. But today, heaven interrupts that cycle. The words that were once chains are breaking mid-air. The accusations that haunted you are losing power because they've met a higher authority. Heaven reminds us through the words in Revelation, chapter 12, verse 10. Then I heard a loud voice in heaven say, "Now have come the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God, and the authority of his Messiah. For the accuser of our brothers and sisters, who accuses them before our God day and night, has been hurled down." I was a test. That verse is not just history, it's happening in the spirit realm right now. The one who accused you day and night has been hurled down. His evidence has been dismissed. The judge has rendered his verdict, and the defense has spoken your name with authority. The same heaven that once watched you weep is now roaring in your defense. When God says enough, everything changes. Your atmosphere shifts. The heaviness begins to lift. You may not see it yet, but you can feel it, the subtle lightness that enters your chest, the quiet knowing that the tide has turned. It's not imagination, it's divine intervention. You are not standing condemned anymore. You are standing covered by the same mercy that rescued Peter from drowning, the same grace that found Saul on the Damascus road, the same love that refused to abandon Israel in the wilderness. The accusations against you have no foundation left. Truth has replaced them. In the courts of men, innocence must be proven. In the courts of heaven, innocence is declared by blood. The accuser may list your past, but heaven looks at your purpose. You are not the mistakes you made. You are the mission you carry. Every fault the enemy points to has already been rewritten by grace. When he reminds you of your history, remind him of his defeat. There is power in silence. God doesn't always shout his defense. Sometimes he simply speaks one word, and the enemy collapses. When he said, "Enough," he was not just addressing the spirit world, he was healing your heart. The exhaustion that came from years of battle is lifting. The lies that haunted your nights are losing their grip. The weight that sat on your chest is dissolving. You might have thought the accuser's voice was your own thoughts, but it wasn't. It was an echo from a realm now silenced. The enemy disguised his accusations as inner dialogue, hoping you'd turn his lies into self-doubt. But heaven has cut the frequency. The static is clearing. and you can finally hear truth again. You will feel peace returning, not because the world changed, but because heaven did. The shift has already begun. In places where you once felt fear, there will be confidence. In moments that used to break you, there will be calm. God has not only silenced your accuser, He is teaching you how to recognize His voice again. Remember this when the accuser falls. Truth rises. Every time the enemy's voice is silenced, a new song of freedom begins. You are entering that song now, the melody of the defended, the sound of the chosen. You will walk differently, speak differently, carry yourself differently, because you are no longer carrying condemnation. Heaven has ruled in your favor. The accuser is gone. The chains are broken, and your record is clean. Let that truth settle deep within your spirit. You are not what was spoken against you. You are what heaven has declared over you, free, defended, unstoppable. The voice of condemnation has been buried beneath the roar of grace. You owe nothing to the past that accused you. Every shadow that followed your name is now swallowed in light. The throne has spoken, and your identity is sealed in divine authority forever. Walk forward without fear. The courtroom of heaven has closed its case, and the angels have sung your victory. You stand not as the accused, but as the anointed. The word enough still echoes, protecting every step you take from this day onward. The turning of the tables in heaven often begins in silence, not the silence of neglect, but the silence of strategy. While the world gossips and schemes, heaven writes. While others talk, God prepares. You have entered that holy stillness where divine reversals are conceived. The very moments when you feel forgotten are when the most powerful exchanges are taking place behind the veil. There is no announcement before divine justice moves. It arrives unannounced. Like dawn, one day everything appears ordinary, and then suddenly everything shifts. Without warning, the tables turn. The same mouths that cursed you are filled with confusion. The same hands that tried to harm you are left empty. You will not need to fight for position. Heaven will reposition you without permission. According to what is written in the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 7, when a man's ways please the Lord, He makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. That peace does not come through compromise, it comes through conquest. When God's favor rests on your life, opposition collapses into surrender. What once resisted you now makes room for you. The energy once used to slander your name will become the force that carries your testimony farther. That is how God works. He turns weapons into witnesses. You may not hear applause during this transition. Vindication rarely begins with celebration. It begins with quiet alignment. Heaven rearranges circumstances like chess pieces on a board, moving in perfect precision. The people who pushed you aside will unknowingly prepare the very place you were meant to stand. The ones who underestimated you will create space for your elevation without realizing it. Divine reversals are subtle. They do not arrive with fanfare, but with sudden awareness. You'll notice opportunities appear where rejection once ruled. You'll see favor in faces that once frowned. It won't be luck. It will be heaven's correction, manifesting in time. God never forgets injustice, but He chooses His moment carefully. The turning tables also test your heart. When God elevates you, it's not for revenge, it's for revelation. He does not lift you to humiliate others. He lifts you to demonstrate His integrity. How you respond to reversal determines how long you remain in victory. If you can rejoice without resentment, you are ready for restoration. You have suffered much in silence, and silence has become your strength. The restraint you showed when you could have spoken back was not weakness. It was proof that you trusted God's timing. That silence became sacred ground, a place where heaven recorded your humility. Every word you didn't say became a testimony written in invisible ink, and now that ink is glowing. Heaven is illuminating the record of your endurance. Every injustice that once looked permanent is being reversed in divine order. There will be no announcement, no warning, no explanation. Suddenly, the light will shift, and those who looked down on you will have to look up. You will walk through familiar places and feel something different, peace where pain used to be, confidence where confusion lingered. That is how you'll know the tables have turned. It's not about pride or recognition, it's about release. The heaviness that once followed you is gone because heaven has rewritten your atmosphere. Remember this truth when God turns a table. He doesn't simply change who sits where, he changes the purpose of the entire room. You are no longer there to beg for acceptance, you are there to host His glory. The same places where you were once rejected will now experience restoration through you. There will be people who don't understand your new position. They'll question how you rose so quickly, how favor followed you after so much pain. You won't need to explain. The quiet will speak for you. The peace around you will be louder than any defense you could give. Be careful not to gloat. The true victory is peace, not payback. Let mercy flow from your table as freely as God's mercy flowed toward you. Those who wronged you are not your enemies anymore. They are lessons that taught you endurance. You do not rise to prove them wrong. You rise to prove that grace works. When the tables turn, you will find yourself eating from plates once withheld from you. But this time, you won't just eat, you'll invite others to sit. That's how heaven redeems injustice. What began as exclusion ends as expansion. Heaven does not forget the meek, it honors them in unexpected seasons. The same silence that once made you doubt is now the womb of your miracle. The tables have turned. The storm is over. What was meant to destroy you has become the proof that you were chosen. The wind that once scattered you now carries your name with honor. What was broken has become beautiful. What was stolen returns multiplied. Heaven's silence has turned into melody, and the rhythm of divine justice now beats within your story. The turning is complete. Walk forward in quiet strength. Let peace be your proclamation and grace your defense. The table is yours, not for vengeance, but for purpose. Sit, eat, and shine. Heaven remembers, and the world will soon see why. There is a fire that heaven places over every chosen one, a flame that no accusation, no curse, no lie can extinguish. It burns unseen but undeniable. That fire now covers your name. Every word once spoken to wound you is dissolving in the light of divine justice. God Himself has declared that your reputation is sacred ground, and no voice of slander will cross that boundary again. This is not the fire of destruction, it is the fire of refinement. What once burned you is now burning for you. The same heat that felt like trial has become the holy flame that reveals your true gold. You are emerging purified, unshakable, radiant with the glory that comes only from surviving holy fire. The prophet Zechariah wrote in his vision, chapter 2, verse 5, "And I myself will be a wall of fire around it, declares the Lord." and I will be its glory within. That promise is not poetic imagery, it's your present reality. Heaven has become your fortress. God is not only defending your name, He is illuminating it. The same divine flame that protects also promotes. What was once covered in misunderstanding will soon shine with clarity. People will not only see you differently, they will sense that heaven stands with you. You've spent long seasons trying to explain yourself, trying to correct what others twisted. But now, God's fire speaks louder than words. It refines truth until only purity remains. The more they talk, the more their own words turn to ash. Because falsehood cannot survive in divine flame. You no longer need to manage your image. Heaven is managing your legacy. The fire over your name means everything that doesn't belong to your destiny will fall away. It's not punishment, it's purification. Some connections will fade. Some titles will lose meaning. But what remains will be real. And what remains will be holy. The fire that defends you also defines you. There is peace in this kind of fire. It doesn't harm, it heals. It closes the mouths of gossip. It restores lost honor. It burns away the stain of misunderstanding. It leaves you glowing with quiet strength. Those who once doubted your calling will soon see the evidence of divine endorsement on your life. Even your silence will carry authority now. The more you rest in God's fire, the more others will sense that there is something unexplainable about you, something untouchable. That is what happens when heaven defends a name. It marks it with glory. It makes it too costly for darkness to handle. You may not see the flame, but you will feel the warmth, new opportunities opening without effort, closed hearts softening, and long-forgotten prayers answered in unexpected ways. This is the atmosphere of divine defense. Heaven has declared your name innocent, pure, chosen. The record has been cleared. And now, favor writes a new beginning over every part of your story. There will always be those who try to remember you by your past, but their memory no longer matters. The only memory that counts is the one heaven holds, the memory of your endurance, your faith, your persistence when silence was your only response. That memory has been sealed in fire. So stand still. Let the light surround you. The battle for your reputation is over, and the verdict is final. Heaven has chosen to make your name a testimony of restoration. What they whispered in darkness will now serve as the backdrop for your public vindication. And right now, as a declaration of agreement with heaven's flame over your life, comment these words below: I'm protected. Write it not as defense, but as identity. You are no longer at the mercy of rumor or rejection. When you type those words, you're declaring to every realm, visible and invisible, that your name is shielded by divine fire. You are not fragile, you are fortified. You are not forgotten, you are favored. You are not fighting, you are covered. The fire burns around you now, holy, unending, untouchable. Nothing can cross it. Nothing can dim it. Your name is safe in heaven's hands forever. When you write, I'm protected, you're not typing a simple phrase, you're sealing a covenant. Those words become your spiritual armor. They remind both heaven and earth that your life is not exposed to chaos, but enclosed in grace. You're declaring that divine fire surrounds you, guarding every step you take. Each letter you type carries weight in the unseen realm. It's as though angels mark your digital signature with light, recognizing your faith and responding to it. By writing, I'm protected, You join heaven's rhythm of assurance. You silence fear, deny accusation, and affirm your alignment with divine safety. It's not superstition, it's spiritual agreement. So write it slowly, deliberately. Let those words echo through your heart. I'm protected means your name, your purpose, your peace are all under divine defense. You are not walking alone. You are walking within a circle of fire that no darkness can penetrate. Let heaven witness your declaration today. There are moments when everything begins to align, moments that feel like breath after a long drowning. You are entering one of those moments now. The season of delay is breaking, and the winds of vindication are stirring around your life. This is not coincidence, it is divine sequence. Heaven has waited until this hour to unfold what has been hidden in its heart for you. Vindication is not loud, it is luminous. It does not scream, "I told you so." It simply shines until the shadows cannot argue. You are about to witness that kind of shining, the quiet unveiling of what was always promised. Every word spoken against you will lose its echo. Every door that rejected you will regret closing. Heaven's timing is precise. And now the clock of divine manifestation has struck. As spoken in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 10, "Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." This promise has always been written into your story. What you endured did not disqualify you, it qualified you. Heaven has not ignored the pain of your obedience. You stood when walking away would have been easier. You kept loving when hate would have felt justified. You forgave in silence, and heaven took note. That is why this is your vindication season. Vindication does not come through arguments, it comes through evidence. When God moves, explanations become unnecessary. Your elevation will be your answer. The same people who misunderstood your humility will soon call it wisdom. You won't need to announce your arrival, your peace will do it for you. This is the beauty of divine timing. It honors your endurance in front of those who doubted it. You've carried invisible wounds, yet still showed kindness. That was not wasted effort, it was the sowing of your harvest. Every tear watered the soil where favor now grows. Your story is no longer about surviving, it's about rising. Heaven is weaving justice into the very fabric of your tomorrow. If this word is reaching your heart right now, take a deep breath and let that warmth settle in your chest. That is heaven's confirmation that this message is yours. And as you receive it, let gratitude move freely. If these words have strengthened you, take a small moment to nurture the very light that found you like this message. Share it with someone searching for hope, and subscribe to stay close to the stream that keeps faith flowing. Your gesture isn't mechanical, it's meaningful. Every click becomes a ripple of grace, extending beyond what you can see. And if your heart feels a gentle pull, a quiet whisper saying, "Be part of this," follow that nudge. You may give, not out of duty, but devotion. Think of it like tending a fire on a cold night. Your gift, whatever size, is a piece of wood laid gently upon the flame to keep others warm. It's not payment, it's participation. When you give, you are saying, "Let this light reach another soul." Generosity is not measured by amount, but by alignment. When you feel moved to help, you are stepping into heaven's rhythm of giving. Every seed of kindness, be it a share, a word, a prayer, or a donation, becomes a spark that helps someone else see. You're not funding content, You're fueling comfort. This message lives because hearts like yours breathe life into it. Every act of support is a whisper saying, "Keep the fire burning." You never know who might stumble across this light in their darkest night. Sometimes one shared video, one comment of faith, one unseen gift can be the hand that pulls another soul out of despair. When you support this space, you're building an invisible bridge of grace. You're saying, "I believe this kind of light should never fade." Heaven sees such gestures as sacred, not transactional. You're not donating to a project, you're partnering with a purpose. And even if all you can offer today is your prayer or your presence, that is enough. Faith multiplies the smallest offering into miracles, just by being here, listening, receiving. You are part of this unfolding of light. You are living proof that goodness still circulates in a world gone cold. So, let gratitude guide you. Let love be your response. If you feel the flame inside stirring, share it, support it, sustain it. Because what God is doing here is bigger than a message, it's a movement of mercy. And the beauty of it all, it grows through hearts like yours, open and unforced. Heaven has begun your vindication. Now, your only task is to keep that fire alive through faith, through gratitude, through whatever act of kindness feels right in your spirit. This is not obligation, it is opportunity, a chance to give beauty back to the source that gave it to you. You are walking into favor. You are stepping into peace, and your heart, freely given, keeps heaven's story unfolding. There are seasons when heaven does not restore what was lost in secret, it restores it in sight of everyone who doubted. What was taken from you unjustly is not gone. It is waiting for the appointed moment of divine exchange. God is not returning things as they were, He is returning them multiplied, renewed, transformed. This is not about going back, it's about stepping into better. The divine exchange is one of heaven's most sacred mysteries. It's when pain becomes power, tears become testimony, and loss becomes legacy. You thought you were being stripped, but you were being prepared for an upgrade that no human could orchestrate. When you lost what you loved, heaven began building what you need. We are reminded through the writings of the Apostle Paul in Romans, chapter 8, verse 31, "If God is for us, who can be against us?" That is not a question, it is a declaration. It means that once God has decided to restore, no power, no person, no past event can prevent it. Every attempt to hinder you now becomes a tool in God's restoration. Even the wrongs done against you will soon serve your elevation. That is how divine exchange works. Heaven turns opposition into opportunity. You may not have realized it, but your tears were currency. Every moment you chose truth over compromise, forgiveness over bitterness, and patience over revenge was an investment. Heaven never forgets those transactions. Now, the account of your endurance is full, and the withdrawal of blessing has been authorized. You will not receive what was lost in the same measure, it will return with interest. God does not restore to the level of your loss, He restores to the level of His love. The more you endured, the greater the return. What was stolen in silence will be returned in song. What was taken privately will be replaced publicly. You once prayed for things to simply go back to how they were. Heaven never intended that. You are not being returned to normal, you are being advanced into new. The pain you endured became the gateway to promotion. The same people who once pitied you will be witnesses to your reward. The divine exchange always carries a moment of holy stillness before it arrives. You may feel that calm right now, the kind of peace that feels unfamiliar after long battles. That peace is not the absence of struggle, it is the confirmation that the exchange is complete. Heaven has already made the transaction, you are simply waiting for the manifestation. This exchange isn't only about material things. It's about the intangible, the peace you lost, the confidence that was stolen, the voice that was silenced. All of it is being returned. You are regaining your spiritual authority, your creative power, your joy. Heaven is rewriting the narrative where your spirit was once broken. What once humiliated you will soon highlight you. The very stage where you stumbled will become the platform of your strength. You will speak from wounds that have healed, and those who listen will find healing in your testimony. That is the beauty of divine exchange. Your scars become your sermon. Do not be surprised when favor begins to flow in unfamiliar places. You will find doors opening through connections you never expected. People who once overlooked you will suddenly recognize your value. That is not coincidence, it is divine orchestration. The shift has already occurred in the unseen, and now the visible world is catching up. The things that left your life were not subtractions, they were sacred trades. God was removing the temporary to make room for the eternal. You thought you were losing, but you were being aligned. Heaven cannot fill what you refuse to release. That is why the pain had to come first. It created the empty space where blessing now resides. You are about to see what beauty for ashes truly means. The ashes were necessary, they are proof that something old has burned away. But from that ash, beauty rises stronger, purer, brighter. Every tear was the rain that watered the seed of your new season. You will stand in places that once felt out of reach and realize that every delay was direction. The divine exchange never returns you to the same level, it always elevates you. Your losses were not the end, they were the price for something priceless. And when it comes, and it will, you won't have to ask if it's real. You'll know. The peace that follows will be unmistakable, the timing undeniable, the grace undeniable. Heaven's fingerprints will be on every detail. The exchange is complete. You are not who you were before the storm. You are refined, restored, and ready for the revelation of everything heaven held in trust for you. What was once taken has now become testimony. You will look back and see that nothing was wasted. Every loss built the foundation for this glory. Heaven has rewritten your story in gold and grace. The divine exchange is now your living proof. Walk forward in quiet confidence. The old chapter has closed, and a new one unfolds with light. You carry redemption itself. Every step is restoration. Every breath a reminder that God has repaid in full. There is a reverence that fills heaven when anyone dares to touch one of God's chosen. It's not human anger, it's divine consequence. To mistreat a soul anointed for purpose is to provoke heaven's attention. Many have handled you carelessly, unaware that their actions were recorded in eternity. But now, the balance is shifting, and the fear of touching the chosen is being restored. The Spirit testifies through the prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 20, verse 11, "But the Lord is with me as a mighty, terrible one. Therefore my persecutors shall stumble, and they shall not prevail." This is not a threat. It's a reminder of protection. God's defense over your life is not fragile. It is fierce. You have survived things that should have broken you because heaven refused to let destruction finish what destiny began. Even now, unseen walls of light surround you. The same God who shielded Jeremiah, Esther, and Joseph stands around you like fire. There are people who thought they could slander you without consequence, who mocked your peace and twisted your motives. They didn't know heaven was listening. Every word meant to wound you became a seed of their own conviction. You do not have to wish them harm. Heaven teaches better lessons than bitterness ever could. The fear of touching the chosen is not about intimidation, it's about awareness. When God sets someone apart, everything connected to them carries divine sensitivity. To bless them invites blessing, to curse them invites correction. You have carried that sacred weight without even realizing it. The storms you faced weren't punishment, they were protection, keeping you from circles that could not honor your anointing. Sometimes rejection is mercy in disguise. The doors that slammed were actually shields. Heaven saw conversations you weren't meant to hear, intentions hidden behind smiles, and plans spoken in shadows. When the chosen are protected, it doesn't always look like comfort, it looks like separation. And though it hurt, heaven's motive was never to isolate you, but to preserve you. God has been teaching the world around you that touching His anointed carries consequence. You will not have to fight that battle. Heaven already has. The same mouths that once discredited you will become silent, not because you demanded it, but because truth does. The same eyes that watched you fall will witness your rise. This is the pattern of the chosen. Even your silence has been a sermon. While others spoke loudly, you remained still, and heaven translated that stillness into strength. You didn't need revenge because divine justice does not rush, it reveals. And now, revelation has arrived. The fear of touching God's chosen is not about punishment, it's about recognition. They will see what you carried all along, the presence of the Almighty. So do not harden your heart toward those who wounded you. They were instruments in your instruction. You learned discernment through their deception, patience through their betrayal, and endurance through their absence. Heaven never wastes pain. Every trial became a teacher. Every heartbreak became a key, unlocking the next dimension of your destiny. Now, you stand different, not bitter, but bold, not broken, but built. The same hands that once trembled in pain now carry purpose. You are the living proof that no weapon formed against God's chosen can prosper. Your peace is evidence that heaven defended what hell tried to destroy. There will be whispers soon of your restoration, your unexpected blessings, your open doors, and with them, conviction will rise in those who mishandled you. Not because you wished it, but because heaven corrects through demonstration. When the chosen walk in glory, the careless remember how they treated them. And right now, as a prophetic declaration of faith and divine protection, comment this number below 333. This number symbolizes divine presence, completion of protection, and the alignment of heaven with your path. When you type 333, you're not invoking luck, you're acknowledging covering. You're declaring that your steps are guided, your name is guarded, and your destiny is secured. It's a simple act, but heaven sees faith in small gestures. Type it once, and let it echo beyond the screen. Let it be your quiet agreement that you are untouchable, not because you fight harder, but because heaven stands taller. You are sealed, surrounded, and sustained. No hand raised against you will prevail, and no word spoken against you will stand. The chosen cannot be destroyed. They can only be refined. When you write 333, you are not repeating a number, you are reaffirming divine reality. It is your spiritual signature that says, I know I'm covered. Every digit speaks protection, echoing through realms seen and unseen. Heaven recognizes the faith behind that simple act. Typing 333 means you acknowledge alignment, Father, Son, and Spirit surrounding you in perfect unity. It's your reminder that no darkness can cross a boundary built by divine hands. You are marked by light. So write it intentionally. 333 is not superstition, it's testimony. It proclaims, Heaven walks with me. Let it settle in your heart and remind you daily you are guarded, chosen, and eternally safe. There comes a point when defense turns into honor, when heaven no longer simply protects you, but begins to crown you. You've endured accusation, isolation, and silence, yet you remained faithful. Now the atmosphere is changing. The time for explanation has ended. The time for exaltation has begun. Heaven is lifting you not to boast, but to bear witness that obedience never goes unnoticed. The ancient psalmist wrote in the book of Psalms, chapter 27, verse 1, The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? That verse is more than comfort, it's coronation. It declares that those who hide in God cannot be hidden forever. You have walked through seasons that stripped you of everything but faith, and that faith has now become your crown. You didn't fight for it, you endured for it. Heaven does not place crowns on loud voices, but on loyal hearts. This crown is not made of gold, it's forged from endurance, humility, and trust. Every night you prayed through tears. Every time you chose forgiveness over vengeance, a jewel was added to your crown. Every time you resisted bitterness, the metal of your destiny hardened. Heaven does not reward perfection, it rewards persistence. You persisted, and that persistence has now attracted promotion. You are entering a season where favor will feel unfamiliar. Doors will open without reason. Rooms that once ignored you will now invite you. The same circles that dismissed you will begin to seek your wisdom. This is not coincidence, it's consequence. Heaven is proving that divine defense always leads to divine distinction. Your crown is not for decoration, it's for demonstration. It announces that God defends what He appoints. The ones who tried to tarnish your name will now watch you shine. But remember, these truth crowns are heavy. They demand character. The higher you rise, the deeper your humility must become. Heaven exalts not for vanity, but for visibility, so that others may see what happens when faith endures. Do not apologize for the favor you are about to receive. It is not arrogance to accept what heaven offers, it is disobedience to reject it. You are not stealing attention, you are reflecting glory. When people see your restoration, they will see the reflection of the one who defended you through every storm. In this new season, your peace will become your platform. You don't need to chase opportunities, they will chase you. You won't need to prove your worth, your presence will speak it. There's an authority rising from within you, quiet, steady, undeniable. It is the authority of one who has survived divine fire and come out shining. Heaven's crown is invisible to the world, but undeniable in impact. You'll notice how people respond differently, not because you changed your words, but because your spirit now carries weight. The same voice that once trembled in uncertainty will now carry peace that silences confusion. This is what happens when heaven crowns a heart. It releases authority through humility. The table prepared before you is not to shame your enemies, it's to showcase God's consistency. Every promise He whispered in your wilderness is now being fulfilled in public. What once was prophecy is now performance. The faith you held onto in private has become the fragrance of your public season. This crown is not just for you, it's generational. The endurance that carried you will echo through those who come after you, your children, your loved ones. Even those you've inspired from afar will walk beneath the shade of your testimony. The crown you wear in the spirit becomes their covering in the natural. There will be moments you'll still feel unworthy. But that's exactly why heaven chose you. The unqualified become carriers of grace, so that all glory remains with God. The more you surrender, the brighter your crown shines. You are not being rewarded for perfection, you are being rewarded for perseverance. Take a moment and breathe this in. The same God who defended you in the shadows is now displaying you in the light. Your pain was the prelude to your promotion. Your silence was the soil of your elevation. And now, heaven places a crown upon your story, not to glorify you, but to glorify what God can do with a faithful heart. Walk gently in this season. Speak with grace. Let humility be your robe and wisdom your adornment. The world will see the crown, but only you will know the cost. And when they ask how you endured, you will answer with the simplest truth: because God defended my name. The crown you wear is invisible to many but felt by heaven. It gleams through your calm, your patience, your unwavering hope. Every breath of gratitude polishes it brighter. What once weighed you down has become the jewel that lifts your head high again. Move forward with quiet confidence. Your crown is not to prove worth, but to carry purpose. Let every word you speak shine with mercy. You are not who you were. You are who God has crowned, refined, radiant, and ready for the greater glory ahead. There are moments when heaven begins to whisper your name, not as a reminder of your past, but as a declaration of your renewal. You have been called by many names, some unfair, some painful, some forgotten, but now heaven speaks a new one. It carries weight, light, and power. Your name is being restored, redefined, redeemed. For years, you've walked under the shadow of misunderstanding. People tried to summarize your story before God finished writing it. They mistook your silence for defeat, your humility for weakness, your endurance for emptiness. Yet, through every misunderstanding, heaven waited. Because heaven doesn't rush reputation, it rebuilds it. The prophet Habakkuk proclaimed in his scroll, chapter 2, verse 3, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it tarry. Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not delay." That verse is not about mere waiting, it's about divine unveiling. The appointed time has arrived. Heaven is now speaking your name with honor. Where it was once whispered in confusion, it will now be spoken with reverence. Those who once questioned your authenticity will sense something they cannot explain: peace wrapped in purpose, confidence wrapped in gentleness. You are entering a season where your presence will carry clarity. You won't need to defend yourself. Your spirit will do the speaking. What once required explanations will now be evident by atmosphere. That is how heaven restores a name. It anoints it with undeniable light. Your story is being rewritten, not by correction, but by revelation. Heaven is not changing your history, it's revealing its purpose. The same moments that embarrassed you are now being reframed as evidence of endurance. Every failure, every delay, every disappointment was a sentence in the greater narrative of redemption. When heaven speaks your name, it does so through evidence. Restoration will not be announced, it will be experienced. Doors will open, not because you forced them, but because divine timing has synchronized with destiny. Your name is now a key, unlocking places you were once excluded from. You will notice something subtle, yet powerful. People will begin to honor your peace before they understand your story. That's how God works. He doesn't vindicate you through argument, but through atmosphere. Your calm will convict the chaotic. Your patience will confuse the proud. And your resilience will awaken reverence in those who once doubted you. This season is not about being seen, it's about being recognized. There's a difference. Being seen is visual, being recognized is spiritual. The world saw your struggle, but heaven recognized your strength. Now, that recognition is becoming revelation. Do not rush this unveiling. The same God who restored Joseph from prison to palace has perfected your timing. Every delay refined your name until it became pure enough to carry promise. You will not just be remembered, you will be reintroduced. And when heaven reintroduces you, it doesn't need explanation, it reveals transformation. You'll step into rooms where no introduction is necessary because the grace you carry will speak first. That is the sound of heaven defending your name. Your journey has come full circle. What began in silence will end in song. What was once your burden will become your banner. You will walk into this new chapter with the quiet dignity of one who has been defended by God Himself. Heaven's voice now echoes through your atmosphere. Your name is not attached to the pain anymore, it's attached to purpose. The old labels no longer fit. The opinions that once confined you no longer define you. You have outgrown the words that wounded you. So stand still for a moment and listen not to the noise of the world, but to the resonance within, that steady, peaceful hum in your chest is heaven saying your name correctly for the first time in years. It is no longer mispronounced by pain or misused by people. It is spoken with reverence by the one who authored you. You are not forgotten. You are not misunderstood. You are not broken. You are named again by heaven's own voice, and every realm must honor it. Your name is now prophecy fulfilled. Heaven does not speak your name lightly. Every syllable carries purpose. Each time it is uttered in the Spirit, new doors open, new peace flows, and unseen chains fall away. You are no longer identified by pain. You are identified by promise, radiant and undeniable. Your name now travels with light. It enters rooms before you do and shifts the atmosphere when you arrive. You don't have to explain who you are. Heaven already has. The presence you carry announces restoration louder than any words could. Walk gently in this new revelation. You are not chasing recognition. You are walking in remembrance. Heaven has spoken your name, and creation listens. Nothing can silence what God Himself has declared over you. So lift your head. The time of confusion has ended. The season of revelation has begun. Your name echoes through eternity, clean, crowned, and cherished. Every step now carries the rhythm of redemption fulfilled. There is a stirring in the heavens right now, a quiet movement, like wind passing through the trees before a great storm of glory. Heaven's army is gathering again, but this time, not to rescue you, rather to walk with you. You are no longer the wounded warrior begging for help. You are the crowned one leading the charge of light. The war that once surrounded you has become your testimony, and the same angels who defended your name now move in alignment with your calling. The voice of heaven spoke in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. That verse is now your reality. The fear that once ruled your mind no longer has authority, because the presence of God now walks ahead of you. The army behind you isn't just celestial, it's symbolic of everyone who will one day find courage through your endurance. You are a leader born from pain, and heaven has anointed you to guide others out of darkness. You've been trained by battle. Every disappointment taught you discernment. Every rejection forged your resilience. Heaven doesn't waste warriors, it refines them. And now, the refining has reached completion. You will notice it not as noise or chaos, but as calm authority. Your words will carry weight. Your presence will carry peace. The same voice that once prayed for rescue will now speak deliverance over others. This is what it means to be one of heaven's torchbearers. You don't just survive storms, you become light for others lost in them. Every scar becomes a lamp. Every tear becomes oil. And as you walk, heaven's army moves behind you, not as rescuers, but as witnesses of fulfillment. You are no longer waiting for breakthrough, you are walking in it. And as you hear these words, let them settle in your spirit like gentle rain. This space, this moment is a meeting point between heaven and your heart. If you can feel that warmth rising in you, that calmness in your chest, it's because your spirit recognizes truth. If these words have reached you, take a simple act to keep this flame alive, like this message. Share it with someone still standing in the shadows, and subscribe so that light continues to find its way into your days. These aren't commands, they are ripples. Each action is like tossing a stone of light into the river of time. It moves farther than you can see. And if something deeper stirs within you, if gratitude whispers softly that this message touched more than your mind, you may choose to give, not because you must, but because your heart wants to. Think of it as adding another lantern to a path that others are afraid to walk. When you give, you are not funding words, you are fueling warmth. You are saying to heaven, let this light keep shining for someone else. Sometimes, generosity isn't about money, it's about meaning. A comment, a share, a whispered prayer, they all matter. They are small seeds in the soil of eternity. Heaven multiplies what is offered in sincerity, and the world becomes brighter because of it. And if a line or phrase in this message touched something deep within you, write it below. Let your words become small flames left on this altar of light. Sometimes a single comment of faith is enough to remind another heart that they are not alone, that heaven still moves through human hands. Even your simple engagement is sacred. When you interact, it's like striking a match in the dark. You never know who might see that glow and realize they're not alone. The smallest gesture can become someone's lifeline, someone's confirmation that heaven still speaks through ordinary moments. So, If you feel peace right now, let it guide you. You don't have to do everything, just what feels right. If your spirit says yes, act gently on that yes, whether it's sharing, subscribing, or sowing into the work that carried this word to you. Do it freely, beautifully, without pressure. Let gratitude move through you like a quiet river, natural, calm, holy, because every act of faith, no matter how small, becomes part of heaven's army. You are not just receiving the message, you are helping it march forward into lives that still need light. And that's how heaven expands, not through force, but through willing hearts. You are part of something radiant, something eternal. This moment is not obligation, it's opportunity to give light, to pass peace, to plant hope. You've carried enough pain, now you carry purpose. And every step you take from here, every small act of generosity or kindness, becomes a spark that keeps heaven's army moving. You are not standing alone anymore. You are surrounded, supported, seen. The army has risen behind you, and your light leads the way. The heavens march with you now. Every heartbeat echoes with purpose. Every breath carries command. The light you bear is unstoppable, and the world will soon feel its warmth. There are seasons when God moves so quietly that you think nothing is happening, until one morning you realize everything has changed. The tides of your life have turned, and the very currents that once pulled you under are now carrying you forward. This is the prophetic reversal, the moment when heaven rewrites what the enemy meant for harm and transforms it into harvest. The Apostle Paul wrote in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 17, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." That verse has been the pulse beneath your pain. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment was part of that divine waiting. God has not forgotten. He has been preparing. While you were wondering when he would act, he was aligning everything, people. Timing, opportunities, so that when it happens, it won't need to be explained. It will simply make sense. This is the hour when the arrows fired against you begin to return to sender, not in vengeance, but in divine equilibrium. What you sowed in tears, you are about to reap in clarity. Every curse that tried to linger over your life has met the wall of divine reversal. Heaven's justice is not loud, it is accurate. And when it lands, it leaves no doubt that God was involved. You've spent years feeling like your prayers bounced back unanswered. Yet heaven never ignored them. It was storing them. Your tears were never lost, they were gathered. The silence you endured was not abandonment, it was anticipation. The moment you felt forgotten was actually the prelude to fulfillment. There are patterns in your life that once repeated, like painful echoes, cycles of betrayal, loss, and misunderstanding. Those patterns are breaking. The spiritual threads that tied you to old pain are snapping under divine pressure. You will begin to notice it soon, the heaviness lifting, the anxiety fading, the sudden peace where fear used to live. That's not coincidence, it's reversal. Heaven's reversals don't arrive with spectacle, they unfold in stillness. One conversation shifts, one opportunity opens, one door you never expected unlocks with ease. Suddenly, what was once resistance becomes release. That's how divine justice works. It doesn't argue with darkness, it replaces it with light. You'll begin to meet people who recognize your purpose without you having to explain it. Relationships that drained you will lose their hold, while new ones, grounded in truth, will find you naturally. This is not luck, it's alignment. Heaven is reorganizing your connections to match your assignment. There is also a reversal happening inside you. The way you think, the way you see yourself, the way you respond to storms, it's all changing. You no longer live from reaction, but from revelation. The fears that used to paralyze you now look smaller because your faith has grown larger. That is what spiritual maturity feels like, when peace becomes your first instinct instead of panic. This season of reversal also carries restoration. What was taken unjustly will be returned in double measure. But the greater gift is wisdom. You now understand what you once questioned. You no longer chase what is temporary. You protect what is eternal. The pain refined your priorities until only purpose remained. And the most extraordinary part, the blessing will come through familiar places. The same fields where you once wept will bloom again. The ground that saw your tears will soon hear your laughter. The reversal will not only restore what was lost, it will sanctify where it happened. Heaven doesn't just heal wounds, it redeems the ground they fell on. You are stepping into divine symmetry. What once seemed unfair is being rewritten in balance. The same intensity with which you were attacked will now become the intensity with which you are blessed. God's reversals are never subtle in their outcome. They leave people in awe. Those who once pitied you will stand silent before the favor surrounding you. Do not waste time explaining it. When the reversal comes, it speaks for itself. The peace that radiates from you will say what words cannot. The restoration that surrounds you will answer every question. Heaven does not justify, it glorifies. And this glory is already unfolding in your story. So breathe deeply. You've arrived at the turning point. The weight has lifted. The wind has changed. You are walking into promises that were written before you were born. The reversal is real. The redemption undeniable. And your peace the quiet proof that heaven keeps its word. The night that once buried your hope has now become the soil of your resurrection. What you thought was the end was only intermission. Heaven has reversed the sentence. Your scars now shine as evidence that divine purpose cannot be undone by human pain. Walk gently into your restoration. The air itself carries promise. Every step you take echoes with victory, long written in heaven's script. The reversal is complete. The balance restored. What tried to crush you now confirms you were chosen all along. There comes a moment in every divine story when heaven's courtroom falls silent. The witnesses withdraw. The accuser vanishes. And only the voice of God remains. That moment has come for you. Your case has been heard. And the verdict has been spoken, not guilty, not forgotten, not forsaken, innocent, restored, free. The final defense decree has been issued from the highest throne, and your name stands clear before all creation. The final revelation echoes in the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 5. And he who was seated on the throne said, Behold, I am making all things new. Also he said, Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true. Read it. Those words now hover over your life like light resting on still water. I am making all things new. It is not a promise of repair but of recreation. Heaven is not gluing back the pieces of what broke, it is sculpting something altogether new from the fragments. You are not being restored to who you were. You are being transformed into who you were always meant to be. Every chapter of pain has become sacred ink in the story of grace. The pages, stained with tears, are now gilded with gold. Heaven does not erase your past, it redeems it, turning every scar into scriptural testimony. The moments that embarrassed you have become the proof of endurance. The mistakes you thought disqualified you have become the backdrop of mercy's masterpiece. You are walking now in the clarity that only the defended know, the peace that comes after divine judgment has ruled in your favor. You no longer carry the burden of explanation, because heaven has already explained you. You no longer wear the garments of shame, because glory has replaced them. This is the decree: you are free. Free from the old labels, from the echoes of accusation, from the expectations that chained your purpose. The one who defended your name in heaven has also crowned it on earth. Your identity is no longer tied to survival, it is bound to sovereignty. Heaven's final decree doesn't simply end the war, it ends the need to fight. You are no longer on trial, you are on throne. The victory is not future tense, it is finished. The case that once consumed your nights has been closed by divine justice, sealed with mercy, and archived in glory. You might still hear faint whispers from the past trying to remind you of what was, but they no longer hold authority. The decree stands. It is written in eternal ink, and the judge himself has signed it. No accusation can reopen what heaven has settled. You will feel it in subtle ways, the air around you lighter, the weight inside you gone. Peace will visit your mornings uninvited, and joy will return without reason. That's how divine verdicts manifest. They echo quietly through your ordinary days until even the mundane becomes miraculous. Your journey from pain to peace was not wasted. Every step through suffering carved depth into your spirit. You can now hold glory without pride, power without arrogance, and peace without denial. You understand what it costs to be free, and that understanding has made you gentle. Heaven's decree also carries commission. Freedom is not just for relief, it's for responsibility. You will find yourself comforting others with the same comfort that carried you. Your story will not end with vindication, it will begin with influence. You have become a vessel through which divine justice flows. Silently but powerfully. Do not rush away from this holy stillness. The case is closed, but the anointing is fresh. Stay a moment in gratitude. Let the awareness settle deep within you. You have been defended, not because of perfection, but because of promise. The defender never abandons his chosen ones. You stand now at the intersection of endings and beginnings. The old storms have quieted behind you, and a horizon lined with light stretches ahead. Every breath you take from here is testimony, proof that heaven's words were trustworthy and true. So, rest. The decree has been spoken. The battle is over, and your name shines in heaven's record, innocent, beloved, eternal. The courtroom is empty now, but the echo remains all things new. The defense is finished. The story is rewritten. The chosen one walks free. The sound of chains breaking still echoes in heaven's halls. Your freedom is not fragile, it is forged in divine fire. Every breath you take declares victory. The courtroom is closed, but the celebration has only begun. Heaven remembers your endurance and calls it beautiful. You are not walking out of battle, you are walking into inheritance. The same angels who defended your name now walk beside you in peace. The fragrance of justice lingers around you, like morning dew on redeemed ground. All things new means even you. So lift your head, Chosen one, the past no longer speaks. The page has turned, the ink still warm with promise. You are heaven's living decree written, sealed, and crowned in light. The final word has been spoken, but the echo of heaven continues through you. This isn't the end, it's the beginning of a brighter unfolding. You've walked through revelation, fire, silence, and restoration. And now you stand clothed in peace. The message has reached its final note, but the melody of your calling still plays. If this journey has spoken to something deep within you, let that light not fade. Like this message, share it with someone who needs a reminder that heaven still defends, still restores, still loves without measure. Each share is a spark sent into another heart's night, carrying warmth you may never see, but heaven surely will. If a sentence, a phrase, or a moment here stirred you, leave a comment below, a small flame of your own testimony. You never know whose spirit might find strength in the reflection of your words. Sometimes a single comment becomes the bridge between despair and hope for someone unseen. And if this message has been a shelter for your spirit, subscribe to stay close to the flow of light. Not out of routine, but out of resonance. You belong to a family of faith that grows silently but powerfully, heart by heart, word by word. If gratitude moves quietly within you, if your heart whispers, "I want to keep this light alive," then you may choose to give, not from pressure, but from peace. Think of your offering as adding another candle to an altar already glowing. Your seed, your kindness, your contribution becomes oil for this flame to let hope continue, finding those still wandering in darkness. This is not the end of the message. It's the beginning of your movement. Carry the fire forward. You are part of heaven's continuation.